Everyone, and welcome to another scrapbook layout share. The products that I've used for these 5 double page spreads, so 10 layouts plus 6 cards, is the In Full Bloom collection. Previously I shared a Scrapbooking Workshop Kit Makeover where I killed pretty much the entire kit. I'm using something a bit different for these layouts today. It's still with the In Full Bloom collection, but I've used 1 packet of the pattern papers with the sticker sheet and 1 packet of the die cuts. And there's very little waste with what I've done with these layouts. As this video goes to air, I'm on a scrapbooking weekend retreat, and these are the layouts and the designs that people will be provided with if they choose to make these. I have all the instructions and everything ready for them to make these pages, but I thought I would do a video to show you what I've been up to, and this will probably be the final one that I use with the In Full Bloom kit. This has been a very popular collection with close to my heart. The images and just the background little details with the newsprint and everything is just so pretty. Similar to the Scrapbooking Workshop, I cut around the edge of this design so that I could then use the newsprint that is on the rest of this on other layouts. The die cuts are just so gorgeous, and instead of bringing in glacier, I've brought in sage, which I think is nice and restful for these pages, and it gives a totally different look. And then clustering together the little sticker strips and the sticker images just gives everything a place to belong. Topping and tailing some photo edges actually brings your focus right into the photos and just gives them a place to land. This page is yet to have a title on it, but I will either stamp it or use some alphabet thin cuts to put a title across there once I put my photos on here. This one here, I've done some simple distressing with just scissors and my fingernail, just pulling these pieces back. And you can see this part here is actually from the remnants of this part. So cut that away and you've got this newsprint pattern here. So I've used some of that on this page. I love the die cuts and I love the black, and then teaming them with some of the stickers and finishing things off with little hearts just to give the photos some accents. You can see I've got some ink smudges on these, and that is because I've gone around the entire edge of my base page by dragging it through some black ink. So what I've done is I've rushed it a little bit, as I do, and handled it straight away instead of putting it aside to dry. Any ink that you use does have a drying time, but I was trying to get these pages all done and the ideas were flowing, and you can see I've messed it up. But there's always a chance to decorate and put an extra little bit of an embellishment in here to cover up any big smudges. A title can go across here, and this butterfly sprig type pattern is actually the reverse side of this newsprint, so the two work beautifully together. Layout 3 is with the signature light bulbs with this kit, and I've used a lemonade shimmer brush to add a little bit of a glow to these die cuts. The stickers have them already in it, but I needed to add something here, and I was going to cut out a piece of paper, but I just wanted a soft glow. By putting some lemonade shimmer brush and then watering it down with a water brush softens the color a little bit and gives that a nice glow for these light bulbs. Otherwise they just looked a little bit stark on their own. Doing blocks of printed paper across here, and you can see I've done the dragging through with the ink as well on there. It's a really quick way to do it. You can just pick up your pieces of paper and drag the edge through, and depending on how much you angle your paper will depend on how much ink shows through. And I've done that all the way around the outside as well. Layout 4, I've used some of this gorgeous blue ledger type paper, and I've basically done the cuts on this, distressed it with scissors, and then gone through and bent back the edges with my fingernail just to give that added little bit of texture. And you can extend the zip strips. You can see zip strips under here as well, and also extend the stickers. So some of these floral stickers have actually been cut to make it look like there's a whole flower behind there, but I wanted to bring that across all of them, and there's only one of these yellow flowers, so I wanted to have one on the left and one on the right as well. I've backed this one on pewter, and I've cut this away on the back because I didn't want to waste all of that, and I've actually used this inside piece here for mats on the second double page layout. So layout 5 has strips of paper, and I've done some intentional cutting with this. I wanted the lace border across, so I've made sure that on the 2 sheets that I had, those lace borders match up, and the same with this one at the top here. And then I've layered with charcoal and glacier strips in between the patterns to give a bit of separation and somewhere for the eye to rest. The title for this page is this sticker strip here. I've popped that up onto some foam tape, and I've created some clusters with the die cuts so that they all give the stickers a place to land. So let's have a look at the cards that I've created with the remaining pieces that are left over from the scrapbooking layouts. These 3 here all use the newsprint and this camera newsprint paper, and I really like the black and white and the grey tone design of these. They really are a classic card. And for this one here, you'll see that I have stacked up 3 of the butterflies, so that gives a lovely layered look to that. I do love stacking the butterflies. I think it's a really nice touch, and you can get a pencil and bend this back a little bit. When you've put that on and it's nice and secure, you can just roll that back a little bit with your pencil, and that just gives even more added dimension. And I know that this gets flattened a little bit in an envelope, so this wouldn't be one that I would send through the mail. I would hand gift that. And when you put that in the envelope, as long as you don't press down too much, that will still leave some dimension to this. You can see I've inked around all the edges of these pieces as well. And these all have a small mat. So I've cut these layers at about 1/8 of an inch smaller. This one here also has some intentional placement with that. This is actually 2 pieces that I've cut and then ripped and then put a sentiment in the middle of this one. This one here is basically just strips of pattern paper, and I was going to orient it this way, but I had some of these leaf stickers. For some reason, when I was putting them on my layouts, I was having trouble placing them, so I kept them aside. So I've basically stuck those down onto a white rectangle and then trimmed it out, so that becomes a feature piece. So anything that you have left over can be used, like little bits of offcuts for strips can be used in this format, but they can also be put on a diagonal with a sentiment and a popped up sticker from the sticker sheet. I hope you've enjoyed the flip through of all the layouts that I have created with this In Full Bloom set. I'm really happy with how much I was able to extend all of these papers to create 10 layouts or 5 double page spreads and all the cards. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy crafting, and bye for now.